Welcome to 1189, an online Bible commentary. My name is Tyler Marston, and today we're taking a look at the final chapter of Numbers, chapter 36. We've seen God give commands and guidance and lead all of the people of Israel since freeing them from slavery to Egypt. But for a host of reasons, the people haven't been entirely faithful back. They've wandered around, rebelling, disobeying, and fighting battles. And while God hasn't resisted giving the people the consequences of their actions, He also has been entirely faithful to His covenant. It's all for the purpose that He might bring these former slaves into the promised land, and so that He can live among them in an image of the redeemed reality that's coming for all creation. But creating a model of heaven on earth is always going to have practical problems. And that's actually what God addresses here in this final chapter. It's a reflection on the inheritance laws that were given earlier in Numbers. It points to the way the church today will always have problems whenever trying to institute God's will on earth as it's practiced in heaven. But through God's commands and through God's wisdom, we can make it work until one day He will finally redeem all creation and make everything perfect once again. And the heads of the fathers' households of the family of the sons of Gilead, the son of Machir, the son of Manasseh, of the families of the sons of Joseph, came near and spoke before Moses and before the leaders, the heads of the fathers' households of the sons of Israel. And they said, "The Lord commanded my Lord to give the land by lot to the sons of Israel as an inheritance. And my Lord was commanded by the Lord to give the inheritance of Zelophehad our brother to his daughters. But if they marry one of the sons of the other tribes of the sons of Israel, their inheritance will be drawn from the inheritance of our fathers, and will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they belong. Thus it will be withdrawn from our allotted inheritance. When the Jubilee of the sons of Israel comes, then their inheritance will be added to the inheritance of the tribe to which they belong. So their inheritance will be withdrawn from the inheritance of the tribe of our fathers." So here we have a complaint that arises because of Numbers 27, which was all about inheritances. There, God commanded that daughters would inherit lands from their fathers if they didn't have any brothers, and only after that would it be available to cousins and uncles. And this ruling came from the intercession of 5 daughters who were in this situation. They were worried that the portion of Canaan that their father was supposed to inherit would be absorbed into their cousins' lands. Now, these descendants of Manasseh have actually already settled in the land of their inheritance, east of the Jordan. And they have some questions about the land that was given to their female cousins. For example, if one of Zelophehad's daughters marries someone from Reuben or from Gad, then their children would inherit that land as a Reubenite or as a Gadite, not as a Manassite. And in that way, the exact problem that the daughters of Zelophehad were trying to fix would actually end up happening on a large-scale level. And again, we have to anchor ourselves into the ancient Israelites' vision on land and inheritance. Remember the concept of the Jubilee from Leviticus 25, how the lands given to the sons of Israel right here in this generation were to be everlasting. They were to be passed on down through the family line. And even if someone became so destitute that they had to sell their ancestral land, they could trust that it would always come back either to them or to their children or to their grandchildren every 50 years. Because ultimately, no one owned the land. It was all God's land. And God was graciously giving it to the people He had made a covenant with. He was giving these former slaves a place to call their own. And so with all that being said, how should this unique situation be handled by the daughters of Zelophehad, or really any daughter inheriting land going forward? Then Moses commanded the sons of Israel according to the word of the Lord, saying, "The tribe of the sons of Joseph are right in their statements. This is what the Lord has commanded concerning the daughters of Zelophehad, saying, Let them marry whom they wish, only they must marry within the family of the tribe of their father. Thus no inheritance of the sons of Israel shall be transferred from tribe to tribe, for the sons of Israel shall each hold to the inheritance of the tribe of his fathers. Every daughter who comes into possession of an inheritance of any tribe of the sons of Israel shall be wife to one of the family of the tribe of her father, so that the sons of Israel each may possess the inheritance of his fathers. Thus no inheritance shall be transferred from one tribe to another tribe, for the tribes of the sons of Israel shall each hold to his own inheritance." And so the law, the compromise given here by God, is that any daughter who inherits land can marry whoever they'd like, as long as they're in the same tribe. That way, tribal, ancestral lands can't pass to another tribe through marriage. Of course, this narrows the field of eligible suitors for some Israelite women, but it's a concession made on the behalf of all of the tribes of Israel. It also prevents land from being bought and sold through exploitative means and arranged marriages. Obviously, it's an imperfect system, and obviously, it's not meant to be the norm. But what it shows is that even this early in the story, we see that the Israelites entering Canaan is not the full reconciliation of God back to humanity. When dealing with physical kingdoms and physical lands, these types of physical questions pop up that don't completely satisfy anyone. And we all know that they still pop up in churches and Jesus communities today. But because God wants to bring us into His heavenly kingdom, we can trust that by His goodness and in His power, all these uncertainties will be sorted out. Just as the Lord had commanded Moses, so the daughters of Zelophehad did. Mahlah, Tisra, Hoglah, Milcah, and Noah, the daughters of Zelophehad, married their uncle's sons. They married those from the families of the sons of Manasseh, the son of Joseph, and their inheritance remained with the tribe of the family of their father. This compromise seems good to all the parties, and the daughters of Zelophehad end up marrying fellow Manassites. Of course, when it refers to their uncle's sons, this is more of a figure of speech saying that they were all from the same tribe, not saying that they were literal biological first cousins. And so this compromise ensures that lands like Zelophehad's will get passed down to his children and his grandchildren, not to his nephews and great-nephews, but it will also keep the lands in their proper tribal divisions. And it should keep from any one particular tribe amassing a bunch of land and bullying the others. These are the commandments and the ordinances which the Lord commanded to the sons of Israel through Moses in the plains of Moab by the Jordan opposite Jericho. And with this verse, we've completed the book of Numbers. We leave the Israelites right on the border of Canaan, finally ready to enter the land that God promised to these former slaves. Throughout their wanderings and rebellions, God has been faithful to them. He's protected them from enemies. He's given them instructions on how to follow Him. And, when necessary, He's brought in consequences to keep the people from rebelling in the future. It's been a long and winding road, but they're finally here. And it's just like for us. Our daily walks with God might not be linear or straightforward. We have our own rebellions, our own setbacks. We have times when people are trying to curse us, and times when we aren't believing in God's promises. But throughout it all, God remains faithful. He will protect you. He will guide you. And when necessary, He will let you experience the consequences of your actions to get you back on the path. And we will keep going on this journey with Him until we get to the land that He's promised to us. We know that God is always faithful to us. But the question we have to ask every day is, will we be faithful back? Thanks for watching 1189. I hope that you have a good day, and God bless.